Estás.
Hola.
Hello, Facebook.
We're live.
We're live
5,
for
4,
listeners' questions.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Freemasons Podcast. I'm your host, Right Worshipful Brother George Marjorie, and with me tonight,
Worshipful Brother Joe.
Worshipful Brother Ken.
and our topic tonight.
No topic.
We don't need no stinking topics.
Nah, we can just come up here and
Wing it.
wax
We're
philosophical.
hoping our listeners help us out, throw some questions.
This is going to turn into a shit show. I have a good feeling for it. But, hey, we just had our Grand Lodge semi-annual, and we can definitely give a toast to our Grandmaster-elect.
Grandmaster-elect, absolutely. We
I'll
don't
be
have
right back.
any supplies to do said toast, but yeah. So it was good. Grand Lodges, as Grand Lodge semi-annuals always are, we did a lot of voting on legislation. There were a lot of committee reports that were talked about and information packets printed, sure. And let's see, what else went on there? There was a little bit of pomp and circumstance, not as much as at the normal annual communication of Grand Lodge, where you have all the visiting delegates from the other grand jurisdictions, and there's a lot of introductions and ceremony and stuff like that involved. This is more of like a business meeting. It's like Grand Lodge's semi-annual.
Do you want to know what upset me, though?
Voting.
Let's talk about
What?
things that upset us at Grand Lodge.
Okay.
That I only got 5% of the vote for Grand Trustee.
I mean, he wasn't even mentioned. It's unfortunate.
I did better
Because
than
we had our
better than
entire,
Ralph Nader.
we had our entire section. There's like 4 quadrants where people sit. Our entire section almost wrote him in as Grand Trustee,
Yep.
I have a
and
feeling
not even a mention.
I could have been closer to 20 votes.
See, and for all those who think I'm not a big fan of a Ginger or Joe or whatever, but
Follow him to the ends of the earth.
I was the one who said I'm voting for you.
Was it really about me, though, or who I was running against?
Anyway, let's toast to the
let's
Grandmaster, to the Grandmaster-elect, Stephen Petrie, who said he's going to be coming up here. So, Right Worshipful Brother Steve Petrie.
Congratulations.
Lead it.
Right hand to arms.
Arms.
Ready.
Ready.
Aim.
Aim.
Fire, good fire, fire all. Together, brothers.
Vivat, vivat, vivat. Congratulations, brother.
Speaking of the Grandmaster elections, I believe a certain member of our show got 1 vote for the Grandmaster.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Rumor had it Puppet George got a write-in vote.
That's right.
So I gotta preface this by saying I wrote it on the back of one of the extra ballots.
Right. So
I was not
Oh,
actually.
poor Puppet George.
I think that would have been inappropriate had I actually
very,
voted for
very
Puppet George.
inappropriate.
But I just made it look like he
A
was
puppet
ready.
can dream.
Yeah. Someday, Puppet George.
Hey, we did take a nice
Someday.
picture of the 3 of us.
We
though.
did that.
We
Picture
cleaned up
came
nice.
out. Yeah,
We cleaned up nice.
that picture came out really nice.
And then our district deputy photobombed it.
Yeah,
did.
which was even cooler.
Yes, it was pretty cool.
That was brother Steve Saxon, your senior or is he your junior warden?
Junior warden.
no, not Steve Saxon.
It was Steve Saxon that took the photo.
took
I was going to give him props for the photo. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
He did a great job. He had a
junior
good
warden.
technique there.
Yep. That was
That
nice.
He said his wife taught him with the kind of cock to the side.
Yes. Kitty
Yeah,
corner. He
Kitty
called it.
corner.
Kitty
Yeah,
corner
that was
photo.
cool. I like that. It was a nice effect.
We couldn't use it though because we caught Right Worshipful Mark Hawkins' back of his head in that photo, so it got kind of chopped.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
But I believe another toast may be in order for our district deputy, Mike Adams, for some news that he shared with us.
Oh, yes.
Can we toast him?
Yeah,
Is
I
that-
think we can. I mean, he announced it to us. I
Right.
mean, if you're announcing it to us,
Well,
I mean,
let's see.
I mean,
Let's
he
see.
knows
everybody's
we have a
gonna know, right?
podcast.
Is he watching right now? Maybe we can ask him. No, he's not. Okay. Well,
you'll see it later.
So,
And if he doesn't, sorry, Mike, your secret's
Darn
out.
so
Ken, lead it.
I don't know if I want to be responsible for this in case.
Well, how about we
Yeah,
toast
but-
him? We
Let's
toast
just-
him and not say what it's for.
Yeah, let's just toast the celebration
A celebration of Mike Adams
Right
and some
Worshipful Mike
news
Adams.
that he's.
Okay.
that
Sharing.
perhaps is forthcoming.
So to Right Worshipful
I
Brother
thought it was
Mike
weird.
Adams for getting engaged. Brother and right hand arms.
Oh my God!
Two
Two arms.
Ready.
Ready.
Aim.
Aim.
Fire. Good fire. Fire all. Together, brothers.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
I'm all about throwing shade today.
Wow.
I love it.
Well, now that the cat's out of the bag, I might also add that he's asked me to oversee the ceremony because I am an ordained minister.
Oh, that's great.
And he asked if I would be willing to do that, and I graciously accepted.
Is the cat that's out of the bag, does it have any kind of dental problems? That's my next question.
Gingivitis.
And I'm spent.
I think that at some point during the ceremony, you should pop Puppet George.
No, I think that's rather.
You don't kiss the bride. No, but that's really cool though.
Yeah,
congratulations, and that'd be awesome. Did he actually?
He's like, hey, I was talking to. He was like, well, she was my girlfriend. Now I asked her to marry me. She's going to be my wife, and she's like, I don't know. Now we got to like get somebody to do it. And he's like, I know somebody.
He's like, hey Joe.
And he's like, I was just talking about you. And he's like,
How did he find out that you were an ordained minister?
I think he came up that night he was up here.
Did it?
Yeah.
I can't remember what I
must
did
have.
5 minutes ago, so that's why I'm.
So yeah, for any brothers out there in the immediate Connecticut
He's
area,
also a notary public.
I am also.
I just
a
want to
notary
say
public.
we don't have very many watchers right now, and it's probably because football's on right now.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, the real game is tomorrow night. So
Real game is definitely tomorrow night. Monday Night Football. Patriots and who?
Jets.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
They're like a
Naugatuck
AFL,
JV team.
They're like a arena football league.
They had like
Oh,
Rhode
okay.
Island or something. I don't know.
But also for us geeks out there, during Monday Night Football, they will be showing the new trailer from the
Deadpool.
new Star Wars movie,
The Mandalorian. Oh no, not the Mandalorian. The
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. The
The
movie.
Rise
Yeah.
of Skywalker.
Can't wait.
Is it going to be with Mark Hamill? Is he actually going to be in it?
Yeah,
Really?
he was in the last two.
How could he be in this one if it's the Rise of Skywalker, though?
I think it's a different.
took pills.
Yeah. It's elsewhere in the chronology because obviously
He's got
he's
pills.
not around anymore at the end of the last movie. So
He was still alive.
either he's like force ghosting it up, or we're
He was
going
still
back
alive
in
at the
time
end
a
of the
little
last
bit.
movie.
No, he disappeared.
No,
He kind of went into the
he
Force
turned
like
into a Force
Obi-Wan
ghost,
did
bro.
at the end of
Yeah.
New Hope. I just hope the movie doesn't last longer than 4 hours because we'll have to go see a doctor.
Yeah.
Why?
Rise of Skywalker. Took a pill. Get it?
Come on, he's
Follow.
he's throwing
Follow.
softballs at you, and they're just
Yeah.
bouncing off your head. And
Yeah,
out
didn't
the
get
window.
that one. Didn't get
Not
that
the only balls bouncing off his head.
Did you guys see the new the trailer for the new Star Trek: The Next Generation thing, where it's
Picard. Oh,
Looks pretty
that
good,
looks
right?
cool.
But is
Oh,
that only
dude.
on the CBS streaming?
It is,
Yeah.
which is a pain. So now I'll have to get that for that reason alone. But you know what?
Mm.
He is the best captain.
I'll give you my Disney
The
Plus
best
password in
sci-fi
exchange for
captain.
that. We could trade passwords. I'll give you my Disney Plus if you give me.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah. Does that constitute? Are we like violating
You just
the Digital
violated
Millennium
so many laws.
Copyright Act?
No, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, metaphor. Yes,
Metaphorically
yes. We would do that
This is a parody.
were it
Parody.
not.
I
like,
want-
illegal.
I can't wait for Deadpool 3 to come out. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, that's a good
Love
story
that.
arc
I'm
too. I
not a
like that.
fan of those movies. We talked about this a little bit last
Do I got to
night.
play the Militich clip?
Dude, anti-heroes are great. How can you not get behind a good anti-hero?
I like my comic book hero
Pure,
movies to
right,
be
yeah.
more realistic.
Yeah, okay. I can dig
I
that.
don't like the he realizes he's in a movie and talks to the audience kind of thing. That's just
okay.
not my shtick. It's cool.
See, I'm less
Give me,
serious
uh,
when it comes to comic books. So I
I'm a
can get
pretty
behind
hardcore
it.
geek, and like give me the
could
Christian
never
Bale
tell.
Batman movies.
Mm.
And
Oh,
other than The Voice, I will
Didn't
often.
we say- oh,
Do you nerd out on that
guess
stuff?
who
with
just popped on?
Mike Adams.
Mike Adams.
Oh.
Hey, Mike Adams. You must
Hey,
be-
Mike, we weren't talking
Your
about
ears must be burning.
Yeah. I kind of let the cat out of the bag. Hope you didn't mind. But I've been throwing a lot of shade so far. Like,
Yeah, I know. Surprisingly, none
You're
at
in
me.
a rare mood. Right
no, I am in a rare mood. See here. I may have admitted that I voted for Joe to be Grand Trustee.
Yes,
Leave it.
you weren't the only one. There had to be
there were-
15 to 20 votes.
That was
There was
all-
15 to 20 votes.
That was all
It was
of
a
us.
grassroots campaign.
It was everybody in the Harmony 42 row, basically.
Well, and
all
we
voted
got
for
some
it.
from my row as well.
Morningstar row. We
Yeah.
also had what's
Yeah.
the other one?
Ashler
Ashlar Aspatone.
And we feel like you would have done a good job in that role.
Yeah, I
Unfortunately,
would.
you
I'm a
got-
man of the
If
people.
you would, God, just what's going on, right, Warshville? He just said, "Hey guys, if you would have been actually elected to."
I accept.
I think he would do a great job as a trustee. He's
Yeah.
Very fiscally minded. Very
I'm a trustee at
responsible.
Ashler Aspetuck right now. I'm the
There
lead
you go.
trustee.
You're a
so-
trustee, but
Precedent.
not to be trusted. No, you are.
Yeah, it's just not a large. I could have done
I
it.
just
If
wanted
so
your
elected.
name called.
I really was hoping that
just wanted
I'd
your
get
name
enough
called.
votes where they were like, well, so and so got this many votes, and
Yeah.
well, Joe Zanino got 20. And
I
can
wish.
you imagine
that
the look
would've
on
been-
people's faces?
Yep. You know what would have been even better though? And I told you. Tell everyone what I told you to do. Even if your name was called, so you've lost.
I've lost because
But they
somebody
still-
got 200 votes and I got 20.
Yes,
But as soon as they called my name, you wanted me to jump up in the Puppet George voice and just start yelling, I accept! I accept! I got votes! I got spreadsheets! I got mutual funds!
We can't do that.
I'll be a trustee!
that would have been funny though.
It would have been funny, but I would have not have.
Had a great conversation with the Grandmaster prior to Melvin Johnson, the current Grandmaster, and he was super excited. He actually, when he was talking to me, he was like, "Oh, he's like, I looked the other day. We had like 280 people watching." He goes, "They watched it." I'm like, "Yeah." I
like,
said,
yeah.
and, well, I think we're probably up to about 3 something, 3 and change right now. And again, it was just, I mean, realistically, in longevity, it's only been released a couple of weeks.
Right.
So it takes some time to build up. I mean, again, if you go to our first episode, we're in the thousands.
Did you burst his bubble by telling him that Rafferty and I singing got like 2,000?
Did it really?
Yeah, it did.
It got a lot.
I don't know why there was so much
kidding me?
engagement on that video.
No,
but
I'm
there
not kidding.
there was. It was.
There's a lot of.
Violates everything I know about online marketing. But
There's so much that violates online. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do remember you guys actually saying that now. Like,
Yeah.
it makes no
yeah,
sense.
You never know.
We
what
have
people are
serious
gonna like.
subjects. Nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Me and Rafferty
You
singing.
and Rafferty singing.
Yeah,
Like, people actually tune
brings
in
the
to
house
hear
down.
2
I'm a rock star, man. It's not easy being a rock
a
star.
ginger and a Viking singing. That's what
No.
they tune in for.
It's like Eric the Red, and
Which makes me think of when I tag our podcast, I need to think like outside the box. I need to
Yeah.
tag like Viking,
Yeah,
Ginger
Ginger.
Viking,
Eric the Red.
Ginger Viking,
Ginger.
Eric
Ginger
the
Monk.
Red.
Joe the Ginger Monk.
I mean, you guys did have a great dynamic there, so
We did.
it's. I get it, but
You and I are going to do Simon and Garfunkel, like a little Sounds of Silence,
I think more Happy Days.
we could do that.
like Sunday, Monday, Happy Days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Happy Days, like that kind of Happy Days.
Nobody's picking up on that, are they?
Can't really do high notes.
I'm just making a point.
Oh, are you? Am I like Richie Cunningham, or are you calling me Ralph Malph?
And with a leather jacket, he's
Potsy. Oh,
Oh, I'm the Fonz.
no, you're not the Fonz. You're
Come
Potsy.
on,
You can't be the Fonz.
I'm
Stop
pretty
it.
cool.
Stop it.
And after all, what's Fonzie? I mean,
You're Potsy. You're
he's cool.
Potsy.
That's
I'm
right.
just saying.
That's right, baby. He's cool.
I looked over and I'm like, oh my God, this is a perfect
This is not
setup
a
for Aaron.
Fonz jacket. Now I'm gonna have
This
to get
is,
another.
you know
jacket.
what?
Maybe that woman downstairs
Everything
can help
I
you with
think
that
that-
jacket.
Every
Yeah,
time I
you
think
know
that
what?
God doesn't
Help
like me,
shop.
he just keeps
just
handing
gives
me
you-
gifts.
Yeah, all right. All right. All right.
Anyway,
You'll
topic
get yours,
tonight.
Mudry. You'll get yours.
Anybody got anything?
Any,
Throw it out
anybody else watching, or is it just Mike
there.
Adams?
It's just gonna be a comedy skit. That's all it's gonna be. Mike Adam. Oh no, we got a bunch. Adam Nelson, Jim Trensky. What's going on, right? Mike Sabia
Ah.
Jr.
Oh.
Brother Jim, brother Tyler, how are you
I
tonight?
can't scroll back any farther. Won't let me. But we got 7 watching, 6 watching. Never mind. I started talking. They started falling off.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
So
Again, it's football night. Like, nobody wants
It
to
is.
listen. Nobody
It
wants to listen to us. However, I am not releasing this until later. You can watch this live, but tonight I will be dropping the Worshipful Brother Pat Miletich episode.
oh, you're gonna
Oh,
get
you're
right
gonna
on
get
editing,
right on
huh?
that, huh?
Yeah, right on
Good
that.
man.
And we're going to be dropping that. I'm doing that tonight.
It was a great
Excellent.
episode.
He really is a stand-up brother. Really enjoyed
Yeah.
interviewing him. and
Very
talking
good
with him.
conversation.
Really into the esoteric stuff.
Very into the esoteric. And listen, I will pick your brain all day about esoteric stuff. We invited him up here when he's back in Connecticut. He even stated that he's got some friends out here in Connecticut that own a company. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he said next time in Connecticut,
There was a clothing company.
something
it
with a
was
K.
Something skin clothing, survival skin clothing,
Yes.
clothing with a K. Look it up.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, you guys were nerding out in the esoterica there. It was could see your pupils dilating from across the room.
When you start talking esoteric
I
and
know, it's
ancient
your thing.
civilizations with
Dig
me, that's my thing.
I got tablets. I got scrolls.
That's-
That's my thing. That's what
I've got theories.
That's my thing. Is the esoteric and the emerald tablets and Kabbalion. I'm huge into.
Well,
that.
you got me into both the emerald tablets and the Kabbalion.
Yeah.
But it's cool that we all have our own interest in Freemasonry too.
Yeah,
Like some of us are into ritual.
But when
Well, actually, all of us are into ritual.
the minute he
let's face
dropped
it.
emerald tablets of Thoth, I'm like,
Yeah, I could
Be
tell.
still my heart.
Dream Weaver.
Next time, don't wear sweatpants when we're doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew how excited you were, and I could tell what religion you were too.
Yeah, I already put it into the show
What
notes.
the?
Wow, you dug
All
deep
right.
for that one.
Yes. That was a very well played. Sir.
Well, thank you.
Very well.
Well, thank you.
I have to admit. Where is Puppet George?
He's actually running the camera right
He's
now.
working. He's on the camera
He is
crew right
behind
now.
the camera.
He
Puppet George has been absentee. Maybe he wants to come over here.
well,
What do you
he's a little offended that he didn't get invited up to see the Grand Master.
He's still kind of.
He's on a little bit of a protest right now. He had jokes, he had questions,
He did have
and he
jokes
wanted
and
to be a
questions.
part of it. And
think?
then he left the state for a
Puppet-
few days.
Yes, he did. He went on a little hiatus.
Hold on.
Get him?
More
Oh.
fruit flies.
I could have sworn I had him that time.
Go
too,
get some
but
chopsticks. It'll be like Karate Kid, and you catch it with
I don't have that level of coordination.
Let's see here.
But the puppet's in the room, but he's silent because
Mhm.
he's protesting.
quiet.
And
He's pissed.
he's
He's
pissed.
pissed. He wanted to be up here with the Grand Master.
Bad enough that we have a puppet. When you have a pissed off puppet, that's even worse.
We kept him out of the Militich interview too.
Yes, we kept
Which
him
we'll
out
go
of
to that
Militich.
because, well, I mean, for obvious reasons.
Yeah. Militich episode. Going to be dropping it tonight. Very good. But the minute he started talking esoteric stuff. And, again, I want to talk about his Conspiracy Farm, his podcast, Conspiracy Farm. And I didn't really get a chance to talk about it while we were talking to him about it. But I do want to just say that his podcast is not conspiracies that are just freaking out there.
Mm.
No,
Like,
it's not like an Alex Jones conspiracy where it's like has no foundation in fact
factual
whatsoever.
based. And he even said on it, he's like, yeah, we do documents, like we look up documents. So they do their homework.
Yes.
So it's not just pulling shit out of thin air like Carly Simon and Babysitters or Carly Simon.
Carla, you're so
No, it's-
vain.
Okay.
You probably think this song
Carly
is
Franz.
about you.
You know when you make a fatal mistake in life and you
Yeah, and you
realize
know.
it?
Yep.
That was one of those moments. I said Carly Simon. I just went, yep, here it comes. But no, Carly Franz.
Nobody does.
Anyway,
it
getting back to the subject,
better.
it would be really tough if he didn't have, if they didn't do their homework or something like that, then it would be really difficult for him to reconcile being a Freemason
right
and also
right.
running that kind of a podcast, I think.
Worshipful brother, right worshipful brother Mike Adams. We need to get Puppet George a purple apron.
Oh, man, he's a clandy.
He's a clandy, though.
Yeah.
He's a clandy, but I mean, I guess clandies have a hierarchy.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the International Order of Freemasons. Maybe they have
I don't
grand
know.
lines and wear purple. I
It
don't
is
know.
unnerving when he's there. When you look
Yeah,
up,
he's
right, like he's right above the camera there, and he's got this stupid grin on his face.
I'm gonna have to
You
take a
got to
picture.
take a
of
picture. I was
this.
just gonna say,
Yeah,
snap a
hold on.
picture of this.
You got that. It's
So-
it's unnerving.
I
It
mean,
really is.
Puppet George, you think you want a promotion? I mean,
Every time I think I'm like referencing the audience, I look up and it's just Puppet
It's
George
Puppet
all
George
day long.
with his dead eyes
Yeah.
staring at us.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll send that up.
Puppet George, you think you want a promotion? Or he flipped me the bird. He flipped me the bird. All right.
Yeah, he's
pissed at me.
he's still pissed off.
He really is.
He
He's
flipped me
still-
the bird. Anyway.
Although there's a rumor that he might be the ring bearer at Right Worshipful Brother Mike Adams' wedding.
God.
I don't
He'll
think
carry the pillow down the aisle.
not even remotely.
I got rings.
I've got rings. I've got vows.
I got a pillow. I got rings. I got vows. Oh, poor puppet.
This is probably going to be the dumbest episode we've ever done. But you
No,
know what? I
no,
might
I
even
know.
I
We've
might
done
even
some pretty
title
dumb
it.
ones.
I may even title it the dumbest episode we have ever done. And I
No.
guarantee you,
Add so far.
Yeah, I mean,
On the so far.
Yeah.
the dumbest episode
Things
we
could
ever
change.
done so far. And you know what's going to happen? So we have like the Grandmaster episode. We have the Right Eminent Grand Commander episode, and they're floating, at a
The
certain
Pat Miletich episode,
Not bad
the
episode.
John Deere episode.
Guarantee you
and then
the
just-
dumbest episode we have ever done so far will get 1,000 hits in
Probably.
the first week.
Yeah. We just need Raph here singing with me, and we
don't
get it on.
No, I'm good with that.
Now you got Carly Simon's song stuck in my head.
Yeah,
I know. me
I
too.
dropped the ball hard on that one. Hey, if anybody's watching, got anything you want to throw out there? We're all for it. We don't have anything tonight. Realistically, we've done Miletich. We need a break.
We have a little bit of a hangover. Like it was so
Yep.
like we're
Sonic
so
hangover.
excited about
I know.
having him and getting our first celebrity guest on the
Yeah.
show that it's like
There we go. Our buddy's up there on the
God, he
Freemasons
is
podcast page
unnerving.
now. You can see just how disconcerting it is to have
Yes.
Puppet George
To have a
staring
puppet,
at you.
yeah. We do have quite a few guests coming up, though, that we've been. So we're going to be doing more and more guests. One of the things that
We got a few to work on right now.
We've got a few in the pipeline too.
Yep.
Some big ones.
Yep.
Some really big ones, and then one, not a celebrity one, but the one that we talked about earlier this morning. I think that would be a really good interview.
and we're going to do one for Halloween shortly, coming up in the next couple of weeks.
That's going to be a great episode. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday
I'm
by
thinking-
far.
I'm thinking maybe Thursday we're going to put out the Halloween one because it's pretty close. We're basically knocking on the doorstep of Halloween, right?
Yep. 'Tis the season, baby.
Yeah. We think
Yeah, because Sunday would be
Halloween's the 31st.
that's like a Thursday. I want to
So
say
the 27th,
Yeah, it's Thursday
it
this
would be
year.
the closest episode, but we like keeping Sundays open because that's usually when we get good guests. That's
Yeah.
when we do like intelligent stuff,
Yeah, weekends are when we can
except
get
for
guests
right
in here.
now.
except for right now. What are your thoughts on the voted in Grand Lodge officers for next year? Right, Worshipful Brother Mike Adams asks. All right. My personal opinion is I do like where the officers of the Grand Lodge want to go. And that is, in my opinion, moving it to a more modern times.
Yeah, I like the plan.
I like
Overall,
the plan. That's my personal opinion. I like the plan. They want to get, I mean, realistically, let's be honest. For years, we were very archaic
Mhm.
in old school. We were still writing out monthlies. We had what was it? Zoomla? What the hell was the
Oh,
product?
that was
Joomla.
prior to
Joomla,
Grand
yeah.
Holy
It's-
hell.
yeah.
That was. I would rather cut my wrist with a butter knife.
And not many people knew how
It's
to
an
use
older
that.
platform.
It's
yeah.
a very old platform.
It was terrible to try to navigate. You couldn't put in
Yeah.
pictures.
And God forbid you wanted to edit something. Yeah. It
Oh,
was
it
not,
was
and then we went to what?
so-
WordPress, which
Yep.
is still behind the
We're,
times.
we're still on WordPress right now. I think we're on.
We're still on
standards
WordPress.
for WordPress for all
but-
of the Connecticut lodges. Yeah.
Right. I don't use
It's
it.
not terrible.
Honestly, I don't use it.
Yeah, I'm the webmaster.
I'm always
for my.
hungry.
I don't use it.
Surprise, surprise! I'm the webmaster for my lodge.
But honestly, I
right?
think Facebook and in all the other platforms, the social media platforms, work way better.
They have their
everybody's
place. They have
on
their
them.
place.
No one, in my opinion, is going to go out of their way to type in, Harmony Lodge 42.
No, I was gonna say-
org. They're just going to
I
go
was gonna say
Facebook. Are they
Freemasons.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
And a Grandview app.
Keep
would
it
be
going. I got to pee.
A
Okay.
Grandview app would be a good thing to have. But
Yep.
I think it's a
We're
big
getting
step
there.
in the right direction. Are we going to be there at the end of this master's term? No.
Yeah.
Hopefully there are some people behind him in line that are like-minded and will continue to move us into the modern times. He and I actually, Right Worshipful Brother Petrie and I had a conversation prior to the Grand Lodge session, and we were joking around because I was like, "Well, you're trying to modernize Freemasonry," and he's like, "Well, I'm not really trying to modernize it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get us up to where everybody else
Yep.
is." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? That's a good way to put it, because we have fallen behind the times
Yep.
a little bit in some of our technology and some of our other ventures. So it's about time that we caught up with the rest of the modern world on things."
Well, the strong counterpoint to that is tradition, right? Like we don't want the traditions associated with the fraternity to ever die out.
Right.
But there are things you can do to modernize certain aspects and automate certain aspects that are very outmoded to make it a better experience overall for everyone. And that's what Most Worshipful Brother Mel was talking about when he was up here the other night, which was he's trying to make Connecticut, the experience of Freemasonry in Connecticut, the best, most enriching possible experience for a Mason in this state. And our Grand Master elect's job is to do marketing and outreach to get interested men to come to the doors of Freemasonry, whereas Most Worshipful Brother Mel is trying to make sure that they have a good experience when they get here. I think it's a great plan.
Yeah,
I think it's a smart strategic plan.
And I think those traditions will always be there. They'll still be there. It's how we introduce people to those traditions, or at least get them interested in it. That's where the change is coming, and that I think will serve the craft very well.
I also think, and me and Ken, we were pretty much talking about this before we went live. We were talking about that, the Deputy Grand Master or Grand Master elect. I got him. You're
Nice.
welcome.
Well done. Thank God.
The Deputy Grand Master or Grand Master elect, Stephen Petrie, I think we're pretty much, though we're at different, I guess, how do I explain this? We have different thought processes,
Different methods.
Methods. There you go.
But the end game is.
But the end game is we're pretty much out for the same thing.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we're all shooting for the same thing.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
the whole reason why we
good
started this podcast, is to take it to a more modern times and bring it to people who are interested about it, because how many people you hear about it that I don't know how to join Freemasonry,
Right.
or I never knew how to go to.
Yeah. Or I always thought that that somebody had to ask me.
Right.
Like that shows a pretty serious lack of knowledge in the general public about how the fraternity operates, and that's something that I think we can work on without going out and recruiting.
So I'm actually pretty happy about the elections. I'm not. I think it's a progressive line. So realistically, there's
but
not somebody in there that I was like, man, they need to get out of there. You know what I mean? I think as long as we continue to move to a progressive, move toward more modern times, like we're not living in the Stone Age where we're still communicating by snail mail and stuff like that, because nobody uses it anymore.
Right.
That's something that was done, pre-2000. When did computers really start to have emails and AOL online? And let me tell you, you kids will never understand. My children are up here with me. No. You will never understand the pain of dial-up internet on AOL.com.
They don't seem to care.
Hey, I'm going to show you this. Yeah. Sounds like the moon landing.
Yep.
And then it boots you off.
And then mom picks up the phone in the other room to call somebody.
Because it used to go through the phone line.
Right.
Remember that?
That's dead.
So the internet used to go through the phone line.
They're just looking at us with
they're looking at us
stares.
They're like, wait, my phone has no line.
You guys are making me feel like I'm in the freaking Flintstones right now by looking at me.
Oh, and do you want to tell the go ahead, finish your thing, and then I want to.
I'm just saying, you're on the internet, and all of a sudden you hear from the other room, because of course everybody had a wall phone, and it was all like that. Get off of the computer. How long are you gonna be? Get off the computer. I need a phone. Love you, Dad.
Oh, God, we had such a rough life.
But speaking of things you find on the internet, I believe one of your children pointed out that today is a special day.
Yes,
it is.
Actually,
do you want her to announce it?
Hannah, why don't you jump on a mic here and announce what today is?
Come on, tell our audience what kind of day.
Tell our audience what it is. No, you get your face in the picture. It's fine.
It's National Kick a Ginger Day.
And we've got ourselves a ginger up here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to kick back, though. I'm going to kick back.
Also, he's my brother. I wouldn't do that.
He's going right down the stairs. I'm going to do it.
You're not allowed to kick back.
It doesn't say that.
Yeah,
it doesn't say that anywhere.
Nothing in the rules of the holiday that specify that.
So what I want to do for Thursday, I guess we can announce it a day before, right?
What we're doing
we can announce it one podcast before. I think we're pretty safe with that.
What are we doing Thursday?
Then we don't have to worry about larceny.
Oh, well, I don't know. They're kind of crafty. Those thieves out there.
But
content thieves.
Crafty as in
we'll leave that
distillers.
We'll leave it alone. We just had a Grand Lodge session, so we'll be nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we'll leave it alone. But anyway, the next podcast we're going to be talking about is it ties in with Halloween, Freemasonry, Memento Mori, and Dance Macabre. It's
pronounced dance.
Dance.
Dance macabre.
Dance.
Dance macabre.
Dance macabre.
Is it French or is it
They
Spanish?
spit all over the microphone.
It's French, right? Yeah.
It's French.
Dance macabre.
Dance macabre.
It's like when Joe goes to France, they call him a douche macabre.
That guy is a douche, yes?
The guy's a douche.
You
yes.
understand?
Hey, what do you think for Thursday?
He's got a new idea.
Yeah.
The old idea already got scrapped that we just announced.
Everybody, no. Thursday,
wait,
we keep the same
How
topic.
good of an idea is it? Just be careful.
We'll be fine because if something happens,
We'll be on record.
we'll know.
Okay.
You know, because this idea, I'm sorry, I'm like a genius.
Yeah.
I'm like Kanye.
All right.
What is the phrase that you use all the time? Mezimez.
Yes.
Listen. Okay. What is this genius idea that you
Yes,
have?
do tell.
I think.
Tell us, oh genius one.
I think for Thursday's podcast, we all wear Halloween costumes.
I'm in.
All right.
Love this holiday.
All right.
All about
Are we
it.
going with a theme?
Can you guys, Chucky?
There will be a theme.
No, really? You want to do theme, or you just want to How about we just not say anything to each other and just show up how we are?
Okay.
Okay. I'm in.
What do you think?
Yep.
All right.
I'm in.
All right.
I've got an idea already.
I've had an idea for weeks.
I got
All right.
costumes. I got masks.
I've had an idea for
I'm in
weeks.
I'm in. This is going to be fun. Completely sight unseen, walk in costume.
All right.
I love it. I love
All
it.
right.
Very
Sight
Halloween party.
unseen.
Dig it.
All right. I can see how
We're
you're going
not
play
going to
this.
say, and we have to swear, Masonic oath, that we're not going to tell each other what we're dressing up as.
Can we just pinky swear on it? No, we're going to swear on our oath.
So now
as
here's what I
Masons.
think we
No,
need.
because here's what's going to happen. It's going to be a freaking gang up, and you're both going to show up as little
That's
people and midgets and piss me
basically
off.
what we were planning on doing. Okay, fine. So, sight unseen, chosen at random Halloween
So,
costumes.
but
Yes.
here's what I think
on
we
our
do.
oaths.
So I think you get here first in your costume,
Okay.
and you go live,
Okay.
and then Ken and I coordinate who's going to get here first,
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
and then we can't see each other before.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be live, and the audience will get to see you.
Okay.
Then between the two of us, whoever gets here first then walks in to unveil their costume to you in the audience for the first time.
Okay.
And then the third
Get
one
behind
that
that.
comes in, like we stagger our thing just by like
Okay.
a couple
So
minutes.
it's like a wedding. You can't see the bride
Right.
before the ceremony
That's kind
begins.
of
I like
kind
it.
of
I like-
weird. Not gonna lie, it's kind of weird. I mean,
It's like an
Look,
it's like an
I went to
unveiling.
my nephew's wedding yesterday,
an
so I still
unveiling.
got like weddings floating around in my brain right now.
kind of weird.
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Me too.
Yeah, I've got a great idea, and I can't talk about it.
And we'll do
Sworn
a.
to secrecy.
I'm just not. I just can't shave my beard for it.
Okay.
But yeah,
What are you gonna be
I got
like?
something.
He's going in
Right.
drag.
Like one of the characters from Vikings or whatever?
no, I was gonna.
Eric the Red.
If I were gonna do it properly, I would shave my beard, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, don't
So-
give too much away.
No,
here.
but
we don't
I
want to
think-
have to start guessing. and
No, it's
screw it
gonna.
all
I
up.
know exactly what I'm gonna do. I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Eric the Red. Leaf Eric.
I can't wait. I love Halloween.
All right. So
If that's how we're gonna play this,
I think it's. I think so. I
Okay.
think so.
okay.
All right. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna cover that next podcast. Dance Macabre and Memento Mori and what it means to Freemasonry and how it ties into Freemasonry.
Can we open with the safety dance on the intro? Please tell me you don't know the safety dance.
Oh God, you don't know safety dance?
We can dance if we want to.
I thought
You
he was
leave
like
your
our
friends
age.
behind.
If your friends
don't dance, and if they don't dance,
then they're
No friends of mine.
Really? Oh, jeez. Even your kids know that song. That's pretty sad.
Kidding me?
Oh my God.
Never heard of it.
It's because you listen to that easy listening crap.
I don't know how to handle
I listen to easy listening crap. What the hell? Do you hear the songs you come out with
He
sometimes?
listens to crooner music. That's different.
What is
It's not easy
crooner
to-
music?
It's like
Sinatra, Michael
yeah.
Bublé, little Tony.
Depends on my
Bennett.
mood. Okay. If I'm in a good mood and I'm in a happy mood, yeah, not Michael Bublé. But I will
Yeah,
listen. I will listen to Frank Sinatra, Rat Pack. Yeah, if I'm in a good mood. If I'm in a bad mood, it's usually Mudvayne, Slipknot, stuff like that.
Okay, you're one of those people.
If I feel like I'm cool that day,
Diana McManus, I think, got it right. She said George is too young to know Safety Dance, which is possible. I guess.
I think
we're pretty similar age, though. I don't know.
I think he's
I know
perpetrating
Safety
a
Dance.
fraud. I think he knows, but he tries to pretend to be the young.
Maybe he
guy.
just doesn't like the song.
He wants to be like the Donnie Wahlberg of the.
Was that Men at Work?
The tough. No, that was Men Without Hats.
Men Without Hats. Well, it's always something like that in the 80s.
Go ahead, you're looking at my hair while you're thinking about Men Without Hats. You jealous?
My hair's beautiful today.
Jealousy is not attractive.
Gray is the new blonde. Both of them.
It's just well, if I shaved half my head off too, it'd be fine. You've got gray. It's just. What are you doing? What are you doing over there? Oh, there you go.
What?
I'm getting a
Is that me? Oh, that's me because I have the. Okay, let me shut that off. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's playing the playback.
It was accidental.
I'll need Jesus. What are you doing over there?
He's got something for you. He's got jokes. He's got clips.
He's got songs from us. Oh, wow.
You all know this one. No?
We can leave your friends behind. If your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance with a girlfriend of mine, say we can go away one.
How does this happen every podcast? Every podcast is happening.
Madness.
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
S.
Hey, Vince Cowie popped on. Or should I say...
Vincenzo.
This part of the podcast is over.
Right Eminent Sir Knight Vincent Cowie, who is also my recorder of Cyrene Commandery number 8.
Welcome, Vince.
Yes. Welcome, brother and Sir Knight.
Let's see. Diana McManus, you have to the physical dance. You have to the physical dance.
I don't know how the
She
dance
means
goes.
You have to do the physical dance.
I don't know how the safety dance works.
I'm pretty sure it's like this. And,
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I think you're making an S with your hands. I think.
Yes? No?
But I think if you look at the video, I think like George might have. While he claims not to know this song, he might be in the video itself because I believe there's a little midget jester running around.
There is a midget in the video. I saw that at the very beginning.
I've never seen the video. You sons of bitches set this up from the jump, didn't you?
No, we're just that sharp.
Not at all.
I forgot about the midget in the video. I'm sorry, little person.
Yeah. Diana says you got it. So I guess that is the
Thank you, Diana.
correct dance. Thank you for verifying that for
Great
us.
hair, and I can dance.
Speak of
And he can sing.
illustrious Diana McManus, last night we had the Ghosts of Morningstar Lodge event, and pretty wild.
Yeah, the EVP stuff was probably the stuff that stood out the most to me.
Yeah,
You guys should tell me all about it because I wasn't there.
We tried to catch.
Sorry, I missed it.
Tried to catch a lot on live. We tried to
can
go
go
to
back and watch
Facebook
that.
Live.
Yep.
Or through the
I saw a
community.
couple things pop up. I'm gonna have to go back and watch them.
Extremely difficult to do, considering we can't zoom in your camera.
Oh, you use the same camera.
But being that we've done the reveal, I'm just going to I'm going to do a couple that are kind of freaky.
How many people came out?
There was
25-ish.
I think so. It was good, including ourselves as well. I'd say there's probably about 30. The room was not. It wasn't a full house, but it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't. Tumbleweeds rolling.
No,
across
it
the
was
floor.
good. I think we had a good
decent.
crew, and it's something that you do it one time and you get the word out there. What are you doing?
That's cool, and you get the general public into a Masonic lodge, and you get to
Exactly.
speak a little bit what the fraternity is.
I'll
all
play a
about.
little clip, a couple
Good
clips
for
real
everybody.
quick. Play a little clip. There's a couple clips that I had on my phone, and Diana has sent them to me, so I'm going to play them.
Is this going to be scary?
Very.
Do you want me to leave? Okay.
laugh.
Yeah, you could definitely hear laughter.
This one's creepy.
Blah.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's the one that we believe. And it's
I had
funny when you-
asked, where are you guys? And it said, we're in Lodge, George.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah,
Remember you mentioning that
that's
once
one
or
of
twice.
them. There were some other ones that
It's
were
always
in
fun
there.
when they know your vote or know your name and call you out. It's always
Yeah, there
fun.
were some other ones in there. I don't really have them all, but can't play them all. But there were some ones that I didn't hear before.
While you're playing these, I'm going to go pee because I don't want to hear anything scary.
There's nothing really scary. Actually, it was pretty funny.
But dude, you're half ghost. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Not the half the carrots.
From the waist down, he's a ghost.
You
like that?
That was a good one. Very nice.
He's half ghost. He's fine.
You know what though? I actually defended you.
I saw that.
Through Reddit.
I saw
I
that
defended you.
because I showed up in a picture and he didn't because he's half vampire, half ghost.
So anybody who's seen, enough said. One of the other clips that I thought was pretty interesting was I had I can't remember if it was me. Yeah, sure, I'll have a little bit. I can't remember if it was me who put the jewels on one of the females or somebody else had put. I don't remember exactly what it was, but we all know that women do not wear Freemason jewels for offices, and the one particular jewel that was put on was the master's jewel, and it called somebody an asshole.
Yes.
And that was clear as day.
Yes.
He said somebody had said, and I can't remember the exact clip. I don't have it, but it was basically. So he said, "Does that bother you, or does that upset you?" And it went, "Asshole."
Yeah. So I think they were offended
Yeah,
a little bit. A little bit.
Well, they
But
probably.
I think
figured
what
we're
I
screwed
found
up.
the creepiest of all of it was
Mhm.
the laughter.
The laughter's creepy.
The laughter is really unnerving to me because it's like other things that you could say are voices and you could hear certain things, and sometimes your mind tries to make sense out of something that doesn't make sense and kind of fills in the gaps. It's just human nature. But laughter is not something where you hear it and you're like, oh, well, I think it said this and I think it said that. It's laughter's laughter, and there's a bunch of ghosts in here laughing at us,
Again,
mocking us.
I do think it's a lot of it is horseplay, honestly. What's he making noise over there for?
Sorry. I was
Come on.
Trying to be quiet about moving my mic. Trying to work on my posture a little bit.
Working on your posture.
Working on my posture.
That stiff ass leather jacket.
It's not stiff at all. This is lambskin.
Are you clenching while you're sitting there?
You guys know what lambskin is.
I got a couple others. I'll play for everyone.
Freemasons generally know what lambskin is. This is a lambskin.
So do I.
Pleather.
It's not pleather. It's not Naugahyde. This is actual leather.
This one
Lambskin.
I think is the one where it says
Joe's
where's,
touching me.
I think this is the one where it says where's worshipful. Listen close.
Yeah, that's
For Ken, I'll play it one more time. Oh shit, wrong button.
kind of sounds like it's washable.
Well, I mean, maybe it has an iPhone.
You're like,
You ever type in worshipful an
when you're
iPhone?
saying something about dry cleaning, and they're
Like, yeah, oh, hey, yeah, I'm going to call washable brother. Like, fucking iPhone.
There's that woman from downstairs talking about your coat.
Yeah.
I've
Could've
never
been,
heard
yeah.
somebody say put a leather coat in a washing machine.
no, I mean, she said she was a seamstress
Under
for like 30 years. And she's like, that jacket, even though it's all distressed like that, she's like, put a little bit of black shoe polish on it, throw it in the washing machine, cold water only, right? Undelicate. Take it out, wring it out, hang it up. Do not put it in the dryer and let it air dry. And she's like, it'll be good as new.
Okay,
And
so
I
we're
was
going to
like,
play a quick
"Thank you.
game
I
here.
love this.
We're going to
jacket."
play a quick game here. Okay. the game is going to be kind of like a detective game. So, number one, what establishment did she walk out of?
It was a bar.
Had she been drinking?
That's affirmative.
Was her words slurred?
Only slightly.
Did she get handsy with you?
Very.
Do you think there may have been an ulterior motive?
Negative. She was just trying to be a good citizen.
Then, in your opinion, why did she say you're the handsome guy who jumped out of the car the other day?
She did refer to him as the handsome guy before she got handsy.
So I'm just saying she's talking about your jacket, but she's already lied earlier in the conversation.
But she's giving me solid.
By saying you're handsome. She's already lied. So why would you trust her to put black shoe polish? Do you know what the inside of your washing machine is going to look like?
Good point. Okay. I hadn't considered that possibility. I mean, I was going to run this advice past my wife.
Have you
I
ever
actually,
shined your
destroyed my-
shoes?
Yes. I have.
Have you ever shined your shoes with a white cloth that you're supposed to do?
Yes, I understand.
What does that cloth look like by the time you're done shining it?
Terrible. It turns completely black.
I'm doing some fact checking.
Are
right now.
you, in your opinion,
Mhm.
are you in the are you of the understanding that when somebody has been, would you say the woman was inebriated?
Slightly?
Possibly, Your Honor. Possibly.
How many truths have you told while you're inebriated? Or let me rephrase the question, Your Honor.
I'm testifying. I'm not honorable. I'm testifying here.
When somebody has asked you if you were particularly good at something while you were inebriated,
Yes.
or quote unquote slightly inebriated,
Yes.
what would you say was your level of skill in that particular set?
I'm usually honest even while drinking.
Okay, what would I do?
Objection, Your Honor. There's perjury right now going on.
Sustained.
We all tend to embellish.
Just saying, be like,
Only
yeah, I'm
slightly.
working on my garage. I'm a carpenter. And I'll say I'll come there tomorrow and we'll figure it out. Everybody's going to come there tomorrow and figure it out when you're inebriated.
I may have told somebody I broke my ankle jumping out of a plane. that might have really happened.
Did you?
Did I actually say that? Or,
Okay,
or
let's
did it
let's
happen?
continue to play the game. Let's continue.
is
Now
hilarious.
you're on the stand.
Okay.
Was this particular person a female?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Was this particular person somebody who? I mean, you are a redhead, but so I'm just stating.
Not
a
as
fact.
red as that kid sitting in front of me.
Not as red as that kid.
Okay.
So my question is this to you: was this person of higher stature of you in life that you felt like you needed to? Was it like trying to boost your own self-esteem because this other person was of higher statures? I guess the question.
No,
I'm
that
asking.
is no.
Okay. Was he a redhead?
No.
No further questions, Ron.
Your Honor, may I have the floor for a moment? Okay. May I cross-examine?
Yep.
Worshipful Brother Joe,
Yes.
what would you say your motivation for saying this would have been? What was it that you were trying to? What was your motivation?
Because there are certain people in life, regardless of their stature, that always try to one-up you with a story,
Mm.
no matter what it is, and they start spewing BS.
hmm
And I like to mess with those people,
Okay.
and I like to answer back
By taking the same tack.
By taking the same
taking the same tack, but being better at it.
Ah, I see. No further questions. I believe we have a mistrial here. You're free to go.
I like to
This
call.
is fun.
I like to call BS, not necessarily by being blatant about it,
But by one-upping their BS.
by one-upping their BS and
I
getting
see.
everybody to believe it, and then
I'm more
pointing
creative
out,
than you.
and then pointing out how my story is BS, and as convincing as I was, theirs clearly is BS because it's
That's
not nearly
an
as-
interesting tactic. I kind of
It's
like
fun.
that.
It's fun to do when you're out at a bar.
I'm going
and-
to plead the fifth because my two children are in the room, so we don't talk about the bad things that Dad has done.
This isn't bad.
it's not bad, but
This is fun.
Let the record note that Right Worshipful Brother George has pled the fifth.
I pled the fifth.
I often claim to be an expert on
Although
things.
they
I'm
already
not.
know, they know half the dumb shit my dad
I often claim to be an expert on things I'm not an expert on.
Mm.
Like during Shark Week, I know everything about sharks,
Mhm.
even though I don't.
Mhm.
Did you ever get into a
It's like
situation?
Western degree work.
Have you guys ever gotten into a situation where you know something, like you are the smartest person in the room on that subject, and let's say you have to give a presentation on it or you have to teach other people about it,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like an idiot and you feel like you're not qualified to speak authoritatively about that subject?
Every time I talk,
Yeah.
every time.
Yes, I have felt that way.
So it's called imposter syndrome, and it's a thing.
Really?
Where you feel, yeah, it's I think it's a psychological bias or something. But I was listening to another podcast, a tech podcast that I listened to, and they were talking about it today, and I was like, my God, that's exactly how I feel sometimes.
You listen to other podcasts? For shame. For shame.
It's outside of our industry. It's a software engineering podcast. It has nothing to do with masonry whatsoever.
No, but
I thought about it, and even when it comes to masonry, like there are times where I'll give a lecture in a room and I'll be like, I know there's other people who have done this lecture for like 30 years, and it makes me feel inferior. It makes me feel like I'm not as gifted at this as these guys, so why even bother?
See, I don't know that I
serious bias.
feel inferior, but there are certain people that say, like,
I don't feel like I'm inferior.
there are certain people that will say certain things to me and say they think of me a certain way or give me a certain amount of respect that I don't necessarily think I deserve or have earned. And they're like, no, you're freaking crazy. People look up to you, people this. And I'm like, I don't see it.
I don't deserve that. Yeah.
I don't deserve those kinds of
imposter
accolades.
syndrome.
I do two things.
That's what it is. It's exactly.
I guess for me, I always feel like I'm never knowledgeable on something.
Well, spelling
To have
Yeah, but like the Emerald Tablets of
Yeah,
Thoth,
even the
like
kids
this
laugh.
guy could walk in. You could walk into the Philosophical Lodge of Research, and you could talk about the Emerald Tablets of Thoth authoritatively with those guys. Like you've got enough knowledge on that subject.
me walking in there, I would never feel like I know enough. I always feel like somebody else knows more than me,
Yeah.
and I sound like an idiot because I don't feel like I know enough, even though I could be a freaking
Well, those guys
scholar.
are scholars, and that's all they do.
But
Yeah,
is
I
that
feel-
just a matter of being humble and being like, you know what?
Could be.
Even like some
You
of the
know,
subjects we talk about on this podcast, we talk about them, and I'm like,
but it's something, honestly.
but I know it. Like
Yeah.
I know it, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know enough.
Part of me hopes I never lose that.
And
though,
you know what
because-
happens is, I'll make one mistake on something prior where I mixed up my information.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Oscar.
And then it's for me from there on, it's a train wreck for me. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I screwed up, I misspoke. One of the things I had talked about was that somebody had taken the cannons from Fort Ticonderoga and brought them back down, and I said it was somebody,
Yeah,
but it was Henry Knox, and I felt like an idiot after it was pointed out to me. Like, yeah, no, it wasn't him, it was Knox. I'm like, oh shit. So now it's like it kind of closed down. Like, shit, I don't even want to talk about it anymore because now I feel like an idiot because I made a mistake. So mistakes make it worse, but I always have this complex. I never feel like I'm smart enough to talk about it, even though I know it.
that's a cognitive bias. And it's called imposter syndrome, and it's a thing. And if you're mindful of it, you can overcome it.
Yeah,
Something to think about in terms of
maybe it's
public
a
speaking.
confidence
Yeah, but you know
issue
what?
too. Maybe a confidence issue.
to a certain extent, but I think this is like present even regardless of whether you're confident or not. I think this is
See, but I'm a relatively confident person. I haven't always been, but recently, like last few years, I've gained more in that regards. But
changed
like-
hair products.
to me, there's
That'll
a
do it.
certain sense of you're being humble, and a part of me never wants to lose that. Whether I be, go be a steward again in a lodge, or if someday I'm lucky enough to wear the purple. I hope that never changes because I don't want to be. I don't want to think of myself that way because I will always look at myself as a servant leader, and I don't want to get caught up in my own hype. Like I hope I never do. Like you've said some really nice things about me recently, which surprised me, but I take them to heart, and it's like, yeah.
You know, honestly,
Alright.
though, you know, with all the ball busting we do and all the back and forth that we do of the, it's all done in straight love and brotherly love. And
Absolutely.
you know, understand that a lot of the things that you see on this podcast of the ball busting and, you know, it's not done in a negative derogatory. It's done in a full on love and respect type way.
Yep.
And we have known one another long enough that we can do that.
Right.
Do not, okay, perfect example. Movie Gran Torino.
Yes. Okay.
When Clint Eastwood walks into the barber shop with the little Asian kid.
Yep.
And he walks in and he goes, "Hey, what's up there, you fat Italian prick," or whatever he says. And he's like, and they're talking back and forth. And he says, "See, kid, that's how men talk with one another. You just go outside and try that." And the Asian kid comes outside and he walks back in and he says the same thing. And he goes, "Get the hell out of my barber shop." And he pulls the 12 gauge out and points it at the kid. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." And he says, you can't just walk into a guy's that you don't know, because we've known each other forever.
Right.
Like, you can't just walk in here and say that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Well, you told me to do the same thing." He's like, "No." He's like, "Walk in here and, ask for a haircut." And, they're kind of coaching him on how to talk, like, because the kid's a shy little kid. But perfect example. And the reason why I say is, we have known each other for a long, long time.
Yes.
If you walk up to Joe as, a listener of this podcast, and he doesn't know you, and we've never had conversations, through here, obviously Greg Schultz and Joseph Schultz and the ones that are Discord, we talk all the time.
Yeah.
So if we seen him in person, it would pretty much be, we feel like we know them. But if you're a listener to the podcast, you've never really interacted on the page, never really poked fun at any of us, and you walk up to Joe and said, "Hey, what's up, you ginger redhead idiot," or something like that, I'm gonna pop you.
Right. and then I'm coming at you hard.
I know.
Like, it's like you haven't earned the right to do this.
Right.
You haven't earned the right to call me.
Right. I mean, with the one exception, worshipful brother Pat Miletich had some words for me that
Yes.
I gladly
Yes.
accepted.
Yeah.
You'll have to tune in to
Yes.
to when we drop that too.
Well, I mean, he deserved it too. So.
Well,
honestly.
whatever. But I mean, all you have to do is look at our picture from Grand Lodge yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a great picture.
Yep.
That's
Completely.
just.
If any of us were offended about anything, we wouldn't be hanging out.
We could not
Grand
do
Lodge,
that,
yeah.
and we made a point to make sure we crossed each other's paths at Grand
Or
Lodge
on
to-
top of that, the minute that this stops going live and I stop recording, like, dude, come on now. Like, we would have a discussion about it. It never, ever, ever happened. No one's ever crossed the line. But again, we've all known each other for.
We've pushed it a little bit.
I figured out.
We've come up to that line.
We've come up to that line, yes. But we've always
On occasion.
on occasion.
Ken's got
Actually,
off
and I figured out
Yeah.
when I first seen Ken.
All of them, or just
Remember?
from the wait,
No, remember
Yeah.
a couple.
Was I wearing shorts at the time? Is that how you remember?
No, remember we were trying to figure out when.
by the
Remember
Well, we hung out when we did the past master degree before my term as master. Because
True.
you were running the past master degree, or you were one of the past masters on the degree team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was. But even before then, you participated in a Master Mason's degree at Harmony 42 with Marshall Robinson in the East,
Yep.
and you were one of the ruffians. We were out in the hallway,
Oh, really?
and you were going over your lines. I was going over my lines. You did perfectly. I foobarred.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I very infrequently do the parts during the tragedy. I almost never do. I'm usually in an officer's
I
chair.
thought you were second.
I mean, I was.
Yeah.
There
and
were
I
a
think-
couple degrees where I did second.
Yes.
But,
and I believe we
few
were
and far
out in the
between.
main hallway. Kind of, it was the three of us, obviously,
Mhm.
because we're behind, doors at one point.
Were
Yeah.
you doing the first?
I was doing.
First-
I did first ruffian,
Okay.
and
yep. Yeah, I vaguely remember that now.
I kiboshed it.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, you can kind of ad lib those lines too.
Yeah, I don't like doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't either. Interesting. I don't even remember that. That was probably last year sometime then.
So let's talk about. I will bring up a subject. Oh,
Can I share something funny real
you
quick?
most certainly can. Go ahead.
Because I had to ask
This is amazing.
worshipful
I
brother.
got to bring them up here more often. It's like
I-
our own little butlers. As a matter of fact, I might put him in a little tuxedo with the towel on his arm and just have him walking around.
I just want to point out that I asked
Don't let them do that to you.
Wait, before you start.
put him in a white tuxedo. We can call him Tattoo.
It's like we're here again.
The fact that
It's
you
like
guys
we're here
know what
again.
that means, that you're laughing, just
Look up
warms
tattoo.
my heart.
Look up tattoo.
Yeah, you'll see what we're talking.
You'll see what we're talking about.
Or we could dress him up like Puppet George.
I'm bringing him here Thursday.
Dress him up like Puppet George.
We could do that too. He's got the hair for it.
Blue shirt,
You'll
yellow
get your
top.
hair cut next week, buddy. We'll get
Seems like
Puppet
extra
George.
pay.
You be a puppet for the show.
For the good of the show, sacrifice.
For the good of the show, man.